My friends, my lads, my lasses, my non-binary badasses. That is frickin' history. And you know what? I think this deserves more than just Bruins fans. It is time to hug it out. I think that we also gotta break into the beer on this one. This is Grippa IPA from Cisco Brewery out of Nantucket, Massachusetts. Support local breweries. Support local. They're good, especially Cisco. Cisco makes really good shit. Bruins fans! Wow. Again. Bruins fans! It is time to hug it out! Because that is the 62nd win of the season. That is the 62nd time you have seen me wave that goddamn towel on front of your face. But this time, on a 2-1 victory over the New Jersey Devils. Welcome back to Into the Den, everybody. Now, there were two big stories ahead of this game, and I think we all know which ones they were. They were Charlie McAvoy is back, and so is Taylor Hall, and both of them end up playing this game. It's not the only player that actually got scheduled rest in this game was Connor Clifton. Now you're probably saying, "Oh, why is Connor Clifton was the scheduled one, but then why wasn't Krejci playing in this one?" According to MassLive.com, Jim Montgomery is saying that Krejci is going to miss. Krejci would miss 4 games. This is the third game of that. He is scheduled to miss tomorrow's game as well. Saying the same of McAvoy, who suffered an upper body injury. That the same thing with Krejci. He's got some real issues. He's got some real soreness right now. We want to make sure everyone is feeling really good. When you have some soft tissue, you don't want to get to the point where it's chronic. So it feels like a little bit of a combination of load management and injury mitigation. You really do not want your second line center to be banged up for the playoffs, especially when your second line center has facilitated the line that's it's easily scored the most goals of any line on your team this season. Which brings us to who is our second line center for this game. None other than freaking Pavel Zacha. Which brings us to an absolutely evergreen tweet. Bratt Pack, one of the most annoying Twitter accounts on the platform this season, matched only by DNL at Oiler Analytics, said back when the Zacha for Holla trade 1-for-1 and went through, "Don't make fun of kids that still believe in Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny. There are Bruins fans who out there believe Pavel Zacha is going to be their 2C this season." Well, I mean, we believed it for a little bit when before Krejci got re-signed. But honestly, this game proved that he could be a good second line center. After all, he scored 2 on you guys' asses.
The man has been talking shit on Zacha all season, and he still thinks that just Bratt is the best player in the NHL. And also, he did a thing with Barstool. We're allowed to make fun of him.
But that's really it. The Devils are still playing pretty much all their normal guys. We're doing load management. The Devils really want this home ice advantage, something that the Bruins have clinched since a dozen games ago or something like that. But anyway, those are the so we go into this game. Bruins are resting in Clifton and keeping Krejci out of the lineup. Zacha is probably going to be our second line center next game as well. And honestly, he's handled himself as the second line center pretty well over these past 3 games. that last game against Toronto kind of sucked because kind of sucked for him. His line was getting kind of beaten the hell up. Even though Pasternak did end up potting the the overtime goal in that. But that wasn't Zacha. That was Pasternak. Zaka's been all right as a second line center. I don't know if I necessarily trust him to be our full-time second line center, but he's still doing pretty good in that role. So, puck drops. Please like, subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps out the channel. And right off the bat, we get some pretty mucky play from New Jersey. Ryan Gray, Marchand, who's again on a really bad streak, and it really does not get any better this game. Ryan Graves holds the hell out of him as he's making a drive to the net. As Marchand is making a drive to the net, he wants to break this goalless streak of now 15 games. He just can't score to save his life on if nowadays. But Ryan Graves holds the hell out of him, and so the Bruins are on the power play. Great, time to hit the liquor because Bruins kind of suck on the power play nowadays. But it ends a little bit less. But it ends a little bit better than how we think it's gonna go. Zacha ends up putting a really nice screen out in front, and Lindholm from the frickin' blue line snipes it, and I guess it ricochets a tiny bit off of Zacha because they credit this goal to Zacha. And Mackenzie Blackwood, he's just, I don't know, he's just out there. I mean, he's not as bad out of position as Jordan Binnington was in the game against the Wild today, but that's a completely different game. Zacha, I guess this goes off of Zacha and in. I don't know. I kind of want to give it to Lindholm because I really didn't see it, but at the same time, giving the goal to Zacha because he got in Blackwood's way, and even though he likely didn't even touch the puck, is still funny to me, especially because it's against his old team and his whole old fan base really still doesn't want him to be good. And so you know what? Fuck it. Let's give the goal to Zacha. Just a few minutes later, Zacha and Pasternak driving into the opponent into the double zone. Pasta fires on net. It's blocked. Zacha fires on net. It's blocked. Pasta shoots it wide, and it bounces off the end boards right onto Zacha's stick, and Blackwood, he just had a really, really bad start to this game. He is so out of position that in kicking over to try and stop the Zacha backhand to Pasternak, which I think was the plan. I think Zacha was trying to backhand it to Pasternak to try and give him another shot, but it ends up going off the back of Blackwood's freaking pads and into the net, and that's your 2-0 goal. But it doesn't last long. Even though the Bruins are dominating in the first like 5 minutes, at 6:21. And Tyler Bertuzzi, I hate to say it, but you suck on defense. And I really, really hate to say that anybody on our team flat out sucks at a particular spot. Even though honestly, you kind of need to give that constructive criticism in order for players to grow. But Tyler Bertuzzi, you kind of suck on defense. And he does that layout thing where, you know, if it actually works, you look like Bobby Orr. If you don't make it work, you look like a tool. Jack Hughes centers the pass to Jesper Bratt, and Bratt absolutely disgusting goal. I cannot stress enough. This was a fantastic goal by Jesper Bratt. I don't care what anyone says. This was a fantastic goal. And yeah, I guess for like 5 seconds, Bratt Pack was justified in uttering his famous phrase. JBITBPITNHL. Jesper Bratt is the best player in the NHL, is what that stands for. And that goal, 6 minutes, 21 seconds into the game, would be the last goal of the game. But it does not mean that the Bruins. Don't take their foot off the gas for the rest of the first period. They put 22 shots on goal in the first period. The most shots on goal they have put in a single period in the entire season. It's game 79. And so we end up going into the second period, and honestly, the game kind of gets a little bit more crazy from here. A rebounded shot from Jacob Zaboral. I'm happy that he's getting a bit more play. Zaboral shoot. It bounces onto a doubles player. He clears it, and Jack Hughes is right there. And I'm thinking, oh god, now we're gonna be tied. Because Jack Hughes is freaking automatic. I think honestly, the Hart Trophy candidates this year are Connor McDavid, Linus Ullmark. I cannot believe that people are not suggesting a freaking goalie for the best goalie in the entire league with one of the best seasons that we have seen since freaking Dominic Hasek was in the NHL. McDavid, Ullmark, and honestly Jack Hughes is my third pick for Hart. So I'm thinking, oh god, this is where the game is tied, and we're like, oh great, this is blah 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 blah. Ullmark, Linus Ullmark, you sexy beast. Not only do you stop him once, but he collects the rebound and you stop it twice, and then Yegor Sharangovich is behind him for the freaking trailer shot, and you stop that as well. Oh my god, Linus Ullmark, you are the best. And I think this happens literally on the same play. Timo Meier, who's behind them, ends up going for slashing. I think he ends up slashing Orlov. Not Orlov. I think he slashes Zaboral. And Orlov really doesn't like that. And he really wants to take Meier to task, but Meier isn't dropping the gloves, and Orlov gets 2 for roughing. And so it's a 4-on-4. Both penalties end up dying. I'm not surprised. It's a 4-on-4. But as the penalty is dying, like immediately after the penalty dies, Pasternak looks at Jack Hughes and says, "Hey Jackie, can I borrow your homework?" And Jack Hughes basically said, "Yeah, just change a few things so that it doesn't look like you're copied off of me." "Okay, thank you." And a little bit behind the play, I think it's actually a little bit after this. Charlie McAvoy cross checks. I think it's Timo Meier, and the two get tangled up in the neutral zone, but the refs see it as McAvoy cross checking Timo Meier, which he did. That was cross checking. Good call on the refs, I guess. Congrats, you make one good call. What do you want, a cookie? So McAvoy ends up going for cross-checking, and during this play, I think I see one of the few times playing the puck with a high stick is used to your advantage, because I think Tomáš Nosek ends up playing the puck with a high stick to bat it down, and it lands right in front of him, and Bruins immediately converge on the puck just to make sure that that they can't touch the puck, so it's not going anywhere. So it's just stuck in the neutral zone. So the Devils can't advance, but and the Bruins players are making sure that they don't touch the puck, because if they touch the puck, then the play gets called dead because you're playing with a high stick. Because batting it down that far up is still considered playing it with a high stick, no matter how much time has passed. I don't understand it. But they immediately converge on the puck so that the Devils can't force the play to continue on. So it's just So they just continue burning clock, just standing around looking at the puck. And honestly, it kind of reminds me of when of like in football, on kickoff, whenever it's not. Whenever it's not where the kick returner thinks it's gonna go, and like the return specialists are that fast that they end up where the ball is. So it's just like every little inch counts. Just keep going forward, and they just like that. The Bruins end up killing this penalty, and really, the Bruins end up winning this period as well, with a little bit of with another call against McAvoy near the end of the second period. McAvoy ends up going for high sticking. I forget on who. But whoever it is, he's bleeding. He's bleeding from his mouth, but only a little bit. But it's still a high sticking penalty, and there is still blood drawn. So it's a 4-minute double minor. And I'm thinking, great, a 4-minute double minor to start the third period, because this was done in like the last 10 seconds of this period. But the Bruins actually handled it really well. The Bruins kill the double minor, allow 3 shots, all power play from New Jersey, and since it counts as 2 minor penalties, that makes 34 consecutive penalties killed for the Bruins, which is just amazing. Freaking amazing. Like, here's the thing you need to here's the thing about the Bruins. Yes, our power play looks as bad as it did around this time last season, but at the same time, we're continuously taking penalties and killing them, which beyond just the fact that it's funny, I feel like a really good penalty kill can be scary in the in the playoffs. I was telling you last episode about how a bad power play can make it seem like the other team really needs to. The other team can just boy the hell out of you, and not be scared about anything. But having a fantastic penalty kill means that you can do pretty much the same thing to them. If you have the best penalty kill in the league, you're killing almost 90% of penalties, including 34 straight. You can do pretty much anything, and it doesn't matter. We have killed several 5-on-3 penalties in this streak of 34 consecutive penalties killed, including 5-on-3s that have lasted over a minute and a half. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. And we end up being, and it is just, and I think having a penalty kill that good can only be good in the playoffs. That's the end of that beer. Near the middle of the third period, pretty much the entirety of TD Garden just decides, screw it. Lift the two beer person policy. I don't know if they actually lifted that policy, but I'm willing to bet they didn't. But like, I guess Bruins fans just decided, screw it, let's act like it, and they end up, and so not only do we start doing the wave, but we all just start chanting, "We want the cup! We want the cup! We want the cup!" So yeah, we start doing the wave and start chanting, "We want the cup," which I agree, we want the cup, but like, it's not even playoffs. Come on, we need to. I know we're at 62 wins now, but come on, baby steps, baby steps. Just before the last 5 minutes of the game, it's a national game. There's no Ford F-150 Final 5, unfortunately. Marchand ends up shoulder checking Michael McLeod, and it's absolutely and like, I can see both sides of this one. I can see why Devils fans want a penalty there because McLeod absolutely took a beating there. That was like, but neither player moved a part of their body to initiate contact. And it absolutely was, other than just like an actual shoulder check. And it was clear that Marchand was aiming for his shoulder, not actually going for his head. And I know people are gonna say, okay, you still hit his head, but even still, I think that honestly, Marchand didn't deserve a penalty here. So the refs are looking over it for a little bit, trying to determine, hey, is this a penalty or no? But and they end up determining that it's not a penalty, which honestly I think is the correct decision. It wasn't a penalty. It wasn't a shoulder to helmet hit intentionally. It sort of just rolled off of McLeod's body into his head, which still sucks. But that's not directly shoulder to helmet. Anyway, the Devils end up pulling. They end up pulling Mackenzie Blackwood, which, by the way, the announcers kept asking, why is Mackenzie Blackwood in this game? Isn't it crazy how Mackenzie Blackwood is actually starting in this game? Why didn't they start Vitek Vanacek? Isn't it crazy? Hey, did you know that Mackenzie Blackwood is starting the game? Isn't it crazy that Mackenzie Blackwood is... And Allmark, oh my god, you absolute madman. You absolute madman. Allmark wants 2 goals this season. He wants a second goal this season. He just flings it down the ice, and it is so off. It is so off center that it is not going in. It's not going in. Nobody thinks that it's going in, but just the fact that Allmark is still trying for a goal is just insane. It's just insane. I want Swayman to get a goal. I really want Swayman to get a goal. It would be the perfect way for this goalie tandem to end the season. And in the last few minutes of the game, Pastrnak driving to the net because the puck is behind it. He's trying to wrap around to stop the puck, and oh my god, Nico Hischier, fantastic two-way defenseman. I think honestly is going to win the Selke at some point after Bergeron retires, of course. I think honestly you take Bergeron out of the game via retirement in the next few years. I don't want to say that. I really don't like saying that. But you take Bergeron out of the game, and the Selke candidates are as follows: Sasha Barkov, Nico Hischier, Joel Eriksson Ek. Those are your top 3 Vezina candidates year in and year out.
I really don't like it when people sleep on JEK. He's really good. Joel Eriksson Ek is really good. Don't sleep on him.
Anyway, the clock runs down to 0, and even then, Timo Meier is still pushing Pastrnak, and all of the King's horses and all the King's men just start freaking going at each other. The game's over, guys. Bruins already secured their 62nd win of the season. Turn Turn out the lights. The party's over. So, what did we learn here? Don't fuck with the Bruins. Don't fuck with the Bruins, first of all. Second of all, Zaka could potentially be a really good second center. I think he still needs some development in his center instincts, but I think that he could still be a good second line center. And I think that Bratt Pack is annoying. And that's pretty much it.
Frick.
That's pretty much it. L'chaim. It's empty, I know. But that's it for tonight's episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's break 63 together. Take care. Whoa, oh, 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 oh.